Hello, everybody. This is Michelle Castillo. Welcome to our webinar. We will be starting in about 2 minutes. Meanwhile, if you're bored, say hi. Let me know I can hear you. You can hear me. And let's warm up. Thank you. So anybody showed up to the 1 a.m. webinar? I found out yesterday afternoon that I, by mistake, scheduled the webinar to 1 a.m. and I'm using Webinar Jam for webinars. And turns out you cannot just change the time if you want. So I had to re-invite all of you, and it was okay. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me in the middle of the day. I'm laughing at Clint's joke. I slept through it too, so wouldn't be very nice to wake up in the morning and find out that all the reminders for the webinar were already sent out. I would have been terrified, but lucky I found it yesterday afternoon, so at least that. Okay, so we'll wait just a few more seconds and then we're gonna start. I really like starting the webinars on time, so. Okay, everybody, welcome to our webinar, the 4 key fundamentals of creating a successful WordPress website. I am Michelle Castillo, and I am going to be your host. There is I am sorry. So the way it's gonna go is I'm gonna talk, and you guys can ask questions through the chat. I'll try to look at the questions while talking, although sometimes it's hard. So once in a while, I'll stop and see and go and see if there are any questions, and try to answer any question you might have had. In any case, I will try to answer absolutely all the questions you're going to have today, provided that I can actually answer them. So, since we are going to talk about successful website, I thought we will start with defining what a successful website is. So this might be a bit narrow definition, but this will suffice for today. A website needs 2 main things. It needs traffic, meaning visitors, people that actually look at it. And then it needs to convert them, meaning it needs to make the website visitor do whatever you want them to do, be it buy your product or pick up the phone and call you or opt into your mailing list, whatever it is that you want them to do. And the amount of traffic you have multiplied by a conversion rate is determines the results. And if you want to have a successful website, you have to work on both aspects of the site. So, well, a successful website is basically only one component of successful marketing campaign or web presence and online marketing. So a website is certainly not a standalone tool in most cases, at least, and you want to think about the entire environment in which it plays. So in preparation for this meeting, I tried to find some stats about success in the online marketing world. And to say the truth, there's not much out there. So I just found two. I don't know how indicative it is, but I wanted to ensure you that if you feel your online marketing is not that successful, you're not alone. So one survey, already 4 years old, that was conducted by Adobe in 2013, indicated that only 9 people believe that their digital marketing is working. And that's certainly not that great. Here is a newer survey that was conducted by Lead Pages and Infusionsoft, and they found that half of those that were surveyed, they didn't know if their marketing or online marketing is effective, and 14% knew it wasn't. So what we will cover today in the pursuit of successful websites is first what I believe you must do before you start putting endless hours into building your new website. What will make a website client attractive, namely convert clients, convert traffic into clients. Excuse me. We'll talk about technical consideration that you have to take into account when building a WordPress website. I'm really sorry. Just give me a few seconds. I'm going to drink water and hopefully this is going to be solved. So I'm back here. We'll talk about the most important thing to make sure that your website is at least search engine optimization ready, which means that it will attract traffic. And then there will be a bonus tip. So it will be fundamental number 5. And what's the next step? So before we start, just want to give you a brief introduction of who I am, why I talk about this topic. So I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, but from day one, I was always in front of computers. I worked for a company that back then was called Technomatics Technologies. It's now part of the Siemens. And we created software for mechanical engineers, mostly car manufacturers. I was really lucky. I worked in Tokyo for a few years, in Paris, in Detroit, and finally, about 12 years ago, we made a decision as a family to move to Vancouver in BC. Here, as you probably know, they don't make any cars, so I had to change direction. And for a few years, I worked as a project manager in TELUS, that is our local communication company, or the local Canadian communication company, until they outsourced my position to India. And I had to change direction yet again. At that time, I decided to be a real estate investor, which was a complete change, and had to start marketing my business. It included a lot of weird methods, I'd say, including knocking on doors and hanging plastic ads on phone poles, such as "We Buy Houses." If you ever wondered who hangs them, I was one of them. And of course, I wanted to market on the web. And that's when I discovered WordPress. So I was really excited when I discovered WordPress. You have to understand, when I worked in Technomatics, the company who created the software for the car manufacturers, when we wanted a change at the front end, we had to contact the core development team And sometimes it took a whole year before we could see this change on the software or whatever the client is. And all of a sudden, there's this wonderful WordPress where you can put a website together within 1 hour, and you can change the color and the interface and whatever it says every morning and every afternoon if you want. I was really excited. And so I decided to teach everybody about WordPress and how to build their own website. And that's when I founded a local meetup. It's called WordPress Insider. Many of you are members of this meetup. This was back in 2011. So I did a few workshops and started helping people, and some people wanted me to build a website. And what I discovered very quickly is that building a website is simply not enough. And from that day until today, it's about 6 years now, little by little, I improved and extended what I offer my clients and the people I teach, so that it covers a wider offering that really provides results. Because I think at the end of the day, it's important that your website brings results. And as we speak now, I own a company called Spot On Digital Marketing. And we do develop websites. We do search engine optimization, sales funnels, membership websites, e-commerce website. We are a Google partner. Basically, we'll do anything that will help a business owner to grow using the web. So this was a long introduction, and I think it's time to dive into the meat of these meetings. So let's start. So I would say for me, this is the most important thing you have to do before you start absolutely anything, putting any time or money into online marketing in general and website specifically, is to do a market research and not to make any assumptions. Because what I find is that many business owners do, sorry again, they assume they know their market because theoretically there's not a lot of effort you have to put into building a WordPress website. They'll just say, oh, I know my keywords, and they'll just go and and assume they know what there is to know, and they can miss a lot of the information they need. Excuse me again. So why do a market research? So it will reveal a lot of information. One important one is if your product or service has a market. I had a client a few years ago who had this idea. They were a mortgage broker, and they were Hebrew-speaking mortgage brokers, and they wanted to target people that look for Hebrew-speaking mortgage broker. And we found out that nobody's searching for that. And they were going to build a whole website around this assumption. So just one example. The other information it can give you is what information you need to provide your potential clients. Who are your competitors? What are the best ways to promote your website? So what is online market research? There's two main components to what we do on a daily basis. One is keyword research, and we're going to dive into it in the next few slides. And then competitor analysis, which is looking what others are doing, and also understanding how easy it is for you to attract a client in comparison to what they do. So what is keyword research? It is the activity you undertake in order to discover the list of keywords used by your target audience when they look for your products or services. It tells you what people are interested in and in what relative numbers. Don't worry, we're going to look at examples very soon. And it reveals the actual language that people are using when they are looking, talking about the topics, about your product, your offering, and so on. So why do you want to do keyword research apart from the basic idea of doing market research is knowing this information, it can help you create content that answers your market expectations. And also it helps you optimize your web pages so that they are found when people use the search engines to look for your offering. So let's look at a few examples because I think it will drive the point to, I'm not sure how you say that, but it will make it clear what I'm saying. So here's an example of a keyword research that I have done for a local event venue. And understand the number you're seeing are within the context of their local area. So the numbers are not big. But what we can see, they think about themselves as an event venue. And we found that more people are looking for banquet halls than for event venue. So we were able to adjust the content on the site and the search engine optimization with you on the site to this information and create content that actually contains the keyword banquet halls. And if you were to go to the business owner ahead of time, he probably would not even include this keyword on the list. Another example, this is from a keyword research I've done for an accountant recently. And among other things, he does real estate accounting, and he would like to be found when people look for that. So we found that, again, it's local area in Vancouver. People look for real estate accountant 10 times a month. But people look a lot, much more, at least in this last period, for capital gain tax in Canada. I understand that this might have to do with recent changes in the related law, but nevertheless, if he were to write a blog post about this topic and people found it and found a good quality articles that provide them the information they were looking for, he will be perceived as an expert and they might eventually hire him as a real estate accountant. And another example from the same keyword research, not very typical because some businesses, because accountant is such something that most of us need, there is more volume of search. And so the amount of search per long sentence, such as that one, is significant. And so it can be shown because sometimes long searches like that are so rare, like maybe there's one, so this information is not available. But but in this case, there were quite a few. I was really surprised, actually. So you can see what people are using when they type in the keyword in the Google search box. Pretty long searches. I would, let's look for an example here. A good one. How to find a good accountant. People actually ask for that. So in fact, we already wrote an article for this client about this topic. How much does it cost to do your taxes? All these can become really great blog post ideas. Again, makes sense to do the keyword research. It helps. So last example, this is about locksmiths. This is a favorite example of mine. I'm sure many of you have heard it before. So a locksmith would think people are using Locksmiths Vancouver, Vancouver locksmiths, mobile locksmiths, but people also search for keys locked in car or lost car keys or locked out of my house. And and again, you want to optimize the website for all these searches so that when people type that into the search box, they will find you. So if you want to do keyword research, where do you start? You start with brainstorming. You make a list of every possible search term that you think people might be used when they're searching for whatever you're offering. And try to avoid standalone words. They're just too general, and makes no sense. Like if somebody types travel or camera into the search box, they're probably there's way too much competition, and it does not really indicate toward what their intention is. So it's not a good thing to put on that list. And really try to put yourself in the customer's shoes. Ask yourself what problems your product solves, who is your typical customer, and so on. Also, check your competition. See what keywords they might be using. Now, once you have this list, you will want to use a keyword research tool. And the keyword research tool, basically what they do is they will discover for you more keywords. And I want to try and actually share the screen with you and show you a live behavior of the Google keyword planner. So I hope this will work. Bear with me for a second. So I want to search to, okay. Ha. Okay. The way I thought it was gonna work. I am sorry, but I really, really want to show you that. So here. So what we see here, and can you just verify you're seeing my the keyword research tool on the screen, please? Okay, I will have to assume that you're seeing it. So okay, thank you. There is a slight delay between when I ask a question and when you actually hear it. So I'm glad you can see it. So anyway, this is the interface to the Google AdWords keyword planner. Now, they used to provide everybody access to this tool, and then they changed it so that you had to have an AdWords account. A few months ago, they changed it so that you need to have an active AdWords account, meaning that you actually have a credit card on file. I don't think if you really want to do good keyword research, then certainly, if it will cost you a few bucks, it's still worth the effort, I believe. So I clicked on Tool, and then I picked the Keyword Planner. And I'm going to click the Search for New Keywords using a phrase, website, or category. And there's different parameters here. So the one most important one is the one where you put your core keywords. And I am just going to use an example to show you. So I'm using the car accident lawyer here. I'm not going to put any parameters other than that. And I click on Get Ideas, and you will see that the tool spills ideas. So personal injury lawyer, auto injury attorney, and so on. And it also tells me how many searches there are every month, and how strong is the competition. It also suggests me how much money I would want to bid on if I want to use the AdWords system, but we are not gonna look at that right now. Now, this information is okay, but if I'm a car accident lawyer in the Vancouver area, this information is not specific enough because this shows basically across the globe what the search volume is. So in the keyword planner, you can actually define where exactly you want to get the information for. And now that I have just said only Vancouver, the numbers go significantly lower, but I still get I get good information. I also get information about the language that is used in Vancouver. And actually a bit, I think attorney is more used in the States. But nevertheless, just an example of how you might use the tool. So I think this is a good point in time to let you ask questions, because I'm going to leave the keyword planner, and if you want to you have questions in regard to that, then it will be, I will want to use that. Any questions so far? Good time to drink some water. Okay, looks like there are no questions. So I will again change the screen and go for another tool that I want to show you. And this will be a tool that is called, so SEMrush is a paid tool that people usually pay. I don't remember what their pricing is. It's pretty steep. You have to pay a monthly payment to use it. But they do have a free version that you can use on a very small scale. And in many cases, this is more than what you would need. So if you go to SEMrush and you look at you can do keywords, and you can also put domains into it. So I just did the keyword overview, and I just put car accident lawyer. Here you cannot define a very small geographic area as I did on the AdWords planner, but you can still define a specific country. So I just specified Canada. And they give very valuable information, even if it's free. So different keywords, what the volume is, and then also who are the main competitors for this specific keyword, and yeah, how many results there are when people look for car accident lawyer. So it's pretty good information that you can use for your market research. If you go to the home screen of SEMrush, you can also put here the URL. I'm not going to do it right now, but you can put the URL of a competitor and find out what keywords they rank for. And this can be a great starting point for your your keyword research. So let's close that one down and go back to presentation. Let's see. Okay, let's take 2 questions. For Talia's questions, how do you leverage this data if you already have a website? So both tools that I've just shown actually allow you to put your website URL and gather some information from it, which will give you some insight. The SEMrush actually is going to tell you what keywords your website is ranking for. It's limited information, but it is good. And for Flavia's question, yes, there are more tools, and I'm going to show you a few free tools in a second. So, okay, so we have looked at the keyword planner already. I'm going to just scan through that. So another place to find keywords and related keywords is the Google Suggest. So if you ever used the Google search box, you know how when you start typing a search, it will actually suggest ideas of how you could complete the search. So this is a great place to get more ideas, because it's basically what they suggest is based on the popularity of a certain search. So that's really useful information. If you scroll all the way down, they will also offer you what they call searches related to online. In this case, I did online marketing Vancouver. So they provide you other keywords that you may want to search. So this is another way to find keywords. And here's a list of other keyword research tools that I've gathered. There's more for sure. There is Keywords Everywhere, a Chrome or Firefox extension that is really, really great. I'm going to go and show you how it works in a minute. There is a website called Answer the Public that gives you a lot of ideas of what you could write blog articles about. And then there is more. I'm not going to read all this right now. But let's try once again, change the screen, and this was going to be the last time, I promise, to a live browser. So this is a tool that is called Answer the Public. It is really cool. You specify the country, so they don't have a Canadian option, but they have a US option. And you can type whatever your offering is. Let's say raw food, something nicer than a car accident lawyer. And it gives you a list of all the questions that people might ask about the topic that you put in. So this is really nice as a picture, but I rather look at the data option. If it works, it just shows you. It's supposed to show you in a way that you can actually read it. Okay, it doesn't want to move. Anyway, well, you'll have to move your head a little bit so you can see all the different questions they came up from. So this is a great place to find blog post ideas and things like that. One more thing that is added here when I use this extension that I've just mentioned, it also adds search volume near each and every item here. So the combination of the extension with a lot of those keyword research tools that I've mentioned is really great. So if I go even to the Google search box and type raw food, so it gives me the result. At the bottom, there is the searches related to raw food, and there is the volume. And this comes from the extension that I have mentioned before. So let's go. Check if you have any questions. Okay, thank you, Greg, for the suggestion. I'm sure you can all see Greg's suggestion in the chat box, so I'll check it out later. And yeah, so it's time to go to principle number 2. Once you've done the keyword market research, make sure to plan your content and, most important, make it about your clients, not you. In other words, not that. So, well, websites are improving nowadays, so it's harder to find a good example, but this is a website I just found. It's the homepage of this company. I hope none of you is the owner of this website, but as you can see, it's all about the qualification of the professional whose website it is. And honestly, people, they care, but they don't care that much. People care much more about themselves than about your qualification. They want to know what problems you solve for them. And if you create a website that is about your clients, it is much easier to effectively communicate what you offer to your audience. And also it helps with search engine optimization because the fact that Google wants to provide its user the best user experience and wants to provide them with relevant answers to their questions. So how do you do that? How do you make a website that is about your clients and not about you? The first step is actually to think who your client is. Some will call it develop a client or client's avatar. Understand what the language they use, where they're hanging, what what are the problems that keep them awake at night. And yeah, this is a good start. Then use the keyword search research results and create a unique page for every service you offer. And create a unique page for every problem you solve, at least the most important ones. Create blog posts that address common questions your clients have. So here's a bad example. It is a one page called services from a local construction company, and they have listed all the services in one page. And it's actually very typical. Many websites have this services page. But if somebody is looking for space planning and design, and they land on this page and they first see that you have, they go down the list and they don't find it because there is so much there, then they're just going to go away. They're going to go to a website that have a specific page about, maybe kitchen is a better example. If they look for kitchen renovation, then they will just go somewhere else, to some other website that has a specific page about kitchen renovations with pictures and projects that you have done and so on. So yeah, principle number 3. And this is when we go into the WordPress technical consideration. So because, we will talk about it in a second. So pick a quality WordPress theme. And why is it important? Well, first, because there's a lot of bad themes. Some of them are not even SEO friendly, and they might even kill your SEO, even if they claim they are SEO friendly. And then you need to design the layout that meets your business need and not the other way around. And I was there too. I know a lot of businesses will take a theme from, say, Theme Forest and install it and then start following whatever the theme developer had in mind as if it was a business plan. Instead of thinking, what do I need to put on my website for my clients? They will try to follow the theme structure and fit it all in. And this is not the best way to create a successful website. Not going to go too deep into that, but common issues with bad themes is that some have H1 tags. This is the header 1 tag assigned to the website logo, which actually makes it, the H1 tag is what Google uses to find out what's the page is about. This is one of the most important places to put your keywords. And some of them, if they put it in the logo, it means that the entire website has the same H1 and it is an image, so Google can't even read it. Others have the H1 just they just used H2 for the title and so on. So basically, some themes have bad structure. Other themes might be slow to load. If the code is not quality code, they may slow down your site, and this impacts the client or the visitor experience, and also damages your SEO. So if people come to your site, you want them to stay, to read what you're saying and pick up the phone and call you. If the site loads slow, they'll just go away and go to your competitors. Another aspect about WordPress themes is not directly related, but indirectly related, is the homepage structure. So many themes come with a homepage slider, the slideshow where there are pictures running with different, say, expertise that your business owner has. And there's a lot of data that shows that sliders have negative impact on the conversion rate. So basically, it turns out that when people come and the slide does not show the service that they look for, example, an accountant has sliders, so they think, logically, the first thing that people are going to see is personal tax, and the second slide will be about business accounting, and the third one will be about tax dispute. If somebody wants help with tax dispute, they're not going to stay there. They're just going to go away. So having a slider is not a good idea. And when you pick up a theme, try to pick one that will allow you to have a homepage that looks great and does not have slider. So some guidelines of how to pick your WordPress theme. Well, first you have to make sure that you can easily customize the theme to your own branding. You want to make sure that a lot of themes, they have a demo that looks really great because they put great photos and great videos. But do you have photos that will be as beautiful? It's an important question to ask. How much sidebar content do you want? Do you want an email opt-in box? And if you have enough widgetized region and so on. Is the navigation structure, is it enough? Is there enough space for what you want to put? Are there multiple page template and so on? So where to find a good theme? There are thousands of free themes in the WordPress.org repository. They're typically very simple, and they offer minimal or none options to customize, or at least customized easily. And well, maybe this might not be true anymore, but most of them are designed to be blogs, and there is very limited support. If you really want to go for a free theme, I would go with one of the default WordPress themes. If you've ever installed WordPress, it comes with default themes such as 2017, 2016. Every year they come with a new one. And these are really good because they are developed by the same developers that develop WordPress. And they always make sure that they are up to date and compatible with the latest WordPress version. So, and I think they look really good. So this is a great place to start with free themes. I typically use only premium themes. These are the themes that you have to pay for the reason that there's a wide variety of layouts. There is good support for those that I usually use. They typically have better qualities. There is more customization options, and there's more functionality. my favorite themes. So I've nailed it down to 3. I know that there are more options out there, just that you can't know all of them. So my favorite recently is all those themes that are delivered by Thrive Themes. They're really great if you need a lot of flexibility and you want to build a page that has maybe a lot of columns and so on. And especially they're great if you want to build lead capture and opt-in forms and sales funnels, which you should. Another theme I really like is Divi by Elegant Theme. It creates really beautiful websites. It's very flexible. And last is Genesis, which is a whole set of themes that are developed by a company called WordPress, and they have very high quality websites. Probably not websites. Sorry, WordPress themes. Probably better than both Divi and Thrive themes, but you have to know more about how to customize it. These themes, and it takes more time and more money. So certainly a great option. Let's see if since some questions. So are there any questions? This is a great time to stop for a minute and see if you have any questions. So Mary is saying she loves Divi. Actually, they have done amazing changes in the last year. It made it even nicer than it used to be. So yeah, but still their ability to integrate with email marketing systems is not as great as Thrive Themes. So it's always a conflict. I can't. It's hard to decide which one to go with. Okay, well, seems like there are no questions, so I will continue. Principle number 4: optimize from day one. So by optimize, I mean optimize mostly for the search engines. And why would you want to do it from day one? First, you want to save time, because if you do it after the fact, it will take you more time. And then there's actually no reason. It will take the same amount of time and effort if you optimize right from the beginning, but you'll get results faster. So what needs to be optimized? Permalinks, the URL structure. Something it's really important to do it right from the beginning, because if you want to change it after, let's say you launch the website and then you say, okay, let's do SEO now. You might need to change the permalinks and end up with needing to redirect old addresses to new addresses and waste time and lose some SEO. I'm really sorry, but I'm not apologizing all the time, because I know you know I'm apologizing. The other thing you will want to optimize are images. And there's 2 things you really want to pay attention to. One is the images names. So if you take a picture with your phone or with your camera, the name is usually very non-descriptive. It can be img1234_5.jpg. You will want to rename the image file so that it has the keyword in it. And also you would want to resize the images. Sometimes I'll see a website that has images that are 10 mega or 5 megabyte big. And this slows down your website and really affects the user experience. I am so sorry. So remember that. If you're not sure where to optimize the permalinks, this is done under settings, permalinks. If you don't know anything, you have any reason to do something else, always go with the post name option. It will just it will take the title of the page or the post and just add it to the domain and this is it's normally all that you need. Images. So we already said we want to resize them. One more thing, when you load an image, you can define the alt text style. So better to do it as you add images. Just put a keyword in the alt text because Google cannot see the image, and it will usually go for the alt text to understand what the image is about. And try to use images that are no wider than 1,000 pixels and that are not larger than 100 kilobytes. So I promised the bonus principle, and this is what it is. So I really recommend you plan to do a lead capture. So people come to your website. If they don't know you, they're less likely to come again or stay. But if you offer them something that is free and is something that they want, which we also called lead magnet or irresistible free offer, whatever it is, it's bribe for them to give you their email address. People used to have the sign up for my newsletter. Nobody signs up for newsletters anymore. You have you have to give them something that they really want. So having a pretty website is great, but if you have a lot of traffic and people just come and go, you're wasting a lot of you're just leaving money on the table. So as I said, these are called lead magnets. Here are a few examples of lead magnets. This is one of the most famous one on the web. It is by from a website called Double Your Dating, and it's a very, very simple one. So lead magnets do not have to be like a long report or a 30 days challenge. It can be something that is really quick to consume. So this one is for men that want to be successful in dating. And the offer is you're about to learn secrets that most men will never know. And the first one is the kiss test. How to tell if she's ready to be kissed. And this is the entire answer. And I think everybody can understand why somebody who wants to be successful with women would want to know the answer. So the person, as you can see, and what you're seeing on the screen is the design that I captured from the site. So it's not really pretty at all, but this person who runs this website have done millions and millions of dollars because he captured the leads and then sold them on various trainings. Other examples, I really like that one. This is a company in the Kootenays in BC. They offer a free furnace. They had a giveaway furnace, and people had to enter their name and email in order to get an entry into the raffle. And I think it's great for the reason that anybody who wants to win a furnace is probably exactly their target market. If they probably own a home, their furnace is probably not new. And so I'm sure it cost them a lot of money to give a free furnace, but they ended up with probably a huge list of people who live in the area and that have a furnace. And once they have this list, they can keep on marketing to them, offering them promotions and so on. So it's, I think it's a very smart one. Another example, more typical, is offering a coupon in exchange for an email address. This is an example from IKEA. Anybody that wants the electronic catalog, they ask him to put their email. And this is a thing I took from HubSpot. I don't remember where I took it from. 21 proven sales email templates. So again, it does not have to be a report. These are templates. People love templates. They are looking to solve some problem. They have templates that will actually tell them how to do it. It saves them time. They're very likely to sign up. So other ideas for lead magnets are reports, toolkits, software download and trial, smart surveys, quizzes, cheat sheets, video training, discount or free shipping, and assessment. So again, really recommend that you think about what you can offer your target audience and collect their emails so that you can keep on marketing to them. So this completes the content that I have prepared for today. I want to open the table, whatever you say. Well, if you have any questions, this is the time to ask them. I'll wait a few seconds because there is a delay between when I say something and when you start typing. So Mary is asking, how often would I change my lead magnet? Well, a lead magnet that works, keep it up. If it doesn't work, change it. And nothing prevents you from offering more than one lead magnet on your website. You can embed a lead magnet within a page that discusses very specific topic. For example, I have a blog post about lead magnets, and only within this blog post, I'm offering a lead magnet cheat sheet. And so, I believe right now I offer 3 different lead magnets on my website, and one of them is like the main lead magnet, and the other 2 are on specific areas. So, hope this answered your questions. How often should a website be changed? I don't think it should be changed very often. If it works, keep it. One thing that it's a next level actually is if you already have something that works, you can optimize it, make small changes and see if it improves the conversion. One term you might have heard is A/B testing. So let's say you have a homepage that converts 20% of the people that will opt into your email list. This is pretty high, but let's just say. And then you can create another version of the homepage, just change, say, the color of click here to another color, or change the text on the button and see if it impacts the conversion rate. So bottom line, if you have something that works, if you have time and money, you can work on improving it. If it really doesn't work, then maybe you will want to change it. Any other questions? Okay, so last, if you One more question before I go to that. So statistics on conversion rates. I wouldn't say, I think it's really depends on the specific niche you're in and what it is that you're doing. So it's not, I don't think that they have like a statistic that is correct across the board. But if you Google conversion optimizations, there are really few really good websites that have very good information about conversion optimization. And you might find some information that will help you. So if you need help with all that, if this overwhelms you, I'll be delighted to help. Of course, eventually there is a cost. That's what I do for a living. But if you're at all interested or want to know how this might work, I have few spots every month that I offer a complimentary clarity session. And it is for you if you really want to bring your online business to the next level, and you're willing to put the resource and hard work, and you want to achieve your business goals. Then the first step is for sure to do a clarity session. And it's not going to be a pitch. I promise, not going to be a sales pitch. It's going to be something you will learn from. But yeah, by all means, if you are interested, then I will put a button there where you can it will lead you to the page where you can apply for the clarity session if you're at all interested. So, great, Mia. So I hope you can see the link there. You can click and fill in the questionnaire. It really helps with taking advantage of the 30 minutes and make sure that you get some value out of it. So this concludes today's webinar. I hope you've learned something. I really apologize for the cough. And yeah, I'm still here. So if you have any more questions, I will stay for a few more minutes, and I will be glad to answer any questions you might have. All right. So thank you very much for being here today. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.